So you asked, like, how can I help you and how does that function? The difference, I think, potentially between what you might call a spiritual coach or guide as against someone who's been a psychologist who's gone to university for 4 years is presence. I was with teachers who, it's like bringing up a child. If you're present with them, it's the aim of many counsellors, for instance, is like just to be with the person. You know, like someone's dying, people know that quite often you don't have to tell so much, you don't have to say so much. People just want someone there who's present with them, who's listening to them. And it's not just listening to validate their point of view. In the tradition, it's gone deeper than that. It's someone who has discovered the absolute within themselves or has become grounded in reality. It's called transmission. In a way, they have the capacity just by being with that person. Is where the whole idea of the guru comes from. It's not always so much what they have to say, it is a direct transmission of their presence. So just by looking at someone, you know, who is being stillness, people can, in a almost like a social conditioning way, they might have all their friends, never even look them in the eyes, you know. And then here's someone who's just here, being with them, seeing them, looking at them, allowing the experience of being seen and accepted. Many people say that in the tradition is like that there's the guru was the first person who I felt accepted me, who loved me just the way I am. I always thought that I had to be different. And that can be communicated not only in words but very directly through the body of just successfully being in presence. It's, as I said, it's what counselling and many therapies know is the gold standard, but the person who's actually been on the path should and hopefully is more adept at that than most people you're going to go along to see who've gone to university for a few years to be a counsellor or whatnot. I spent 7 years with a teacher who his whole thing was just being. It was like being in a room with someone who was there. And you would just look at him. And someone who didn't have a sense of it would look at him and go, what is going on here? These people are just looking at each other. They're just being with each other. What does that do? But the stillness, in many ways, I've taken people to the direct heart of what they intend to do with meditation. They look for peace, but often in meditation people don't lose the meditator. The point, people don't often understand the ultimate point of meditation. It's not only to become peaceful, it's not only to see that phenomena come and go, but it's behind that, it's to see the nature of the person is not, to let go of the idea of the person. That happens naturally in good meditation. But people can become attached to the idea and can expect certain results, as in some ways is encouraged, say, in Vipassana, which I think is a slight, or Goenka's Vipassana is a slight misinterpretation. Like, I want to get rid of these sankharas and so forth. That's not really the point. And in gazing, in just being, people can have a very direct experience of dropping themselves, of being in presence with someone who is in touch with their own presence. It can be an extremely direct way to a very high, so to speak, spiritual experience. And in a sense, it's not high, it's just natural. It's just, you have your being. It's just what we've done is we've put a whole lot of stuff over the top of it. So you're perfectly, it's like we all have Buddha nature, and you just have to be shown it. It's like in the Tibetan Book of Living and Dying, where he talks of a very famous book by Sogyal Rinpoche, where he talks about discovering the ground of being through just interacting with the teacher. Now, I'm not saying that I'm anything, but I do have a sense that I know what that is, and that I embody it to a degree. critical degree, I would say, and that people who want to experience that can. And I suppose in a way it's good to say that that's something that I offer, that you perhaps won't find with other